Warning. It is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions LLC and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language.
Fast, and he fucking swings on me.
Swings on me.
Yeah.
Took a swing.
Dude, he swings, and I like go like this, and I like kind of deflect it, and I immediately put him in a
Roll with
headlock. And I fucking go with the headlock, and I toss him over. And I
Yeah,
just start
right to
boom,
the ground.
boom, boom, right on his head. And the next thing you know, I see these. I don't know if this is incriminating, but I see these fists like coming, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Allegedly.
One of my buddies that was there fucking starts fucking wailing on the guy while I got him in the headlock, right? And so then he like that stops, and I'm hitting him. And I got him and now I got him in this fucking headlock, and I'm squeezing this. I'm like, "You motherfucker!" And like so. I'm pissed off, and the cook like is out there, and he's like, Tom, stop.
Is this under the?
Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle. I'll come today by the Madman Sean Day, Captain Jerkbeard Tom Lavelle, Strong Stem Steve Cabot, and Lasmeeshma Liam Reese. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content and all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. Yeah, also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok, the Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. Sean Douglas Day, how are you, sir?
I'm feeling amazing. I got off work early today and I treated myself to a pedicure. Look at these bad boys.
Whoa.
Pristine.
Yeah, those are some $1 million feet there, baby.
Look at that. I'm feeling good.
Nice, man. Glad to hear. Captain Jerkbeard, thanks for joining us again. How are you?
Doing well. I've actually had a shitty couple things happen the last couple days, but that's life.
Yeah.
And you pick yourself back up.
Amen.
Boy.
Amen.
Attaboy.
All right. Well, good. Can't wait to hear about it. Strong Stem, how art thou, sir?
I mean, I was feeling good, and then I took a glance at that haircut of yours. You went real high and tight for fucking Thanksgiving, huh? He brought it all the way to the top.
You know it,
Oh,
brother.
hi, Forrest Gump. Let's go.
You know it. Very nice. And then Lasmeeshma.
I like the curl there, a little curl.
Hell yeah.
It's a sweat curl. I've been sweating. We just had like 20 people at my house. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. It was brutal.
The God sweater gave you is,
It's a constant sweat, my man.
Yeah.
Always having a sweater on. That's my life. But Lasmeeshma, how are you, sir?
Never better, man.
Great. Glad to hear it.
Never
Thanks for
better.
joining us. Very
Attaboy.
nice. Well, speaking of
I
never
don't
being
believe you.
better. Yep, I don't believe him either. Speaking of not believing him, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's all objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. Would you share it? Would you share it? Would you share it? Working perspectives.
All right. So on the show this week, we aired the Jill Harth episode. Really damn good show. Loved having she was a great guest. Super fun, super with it. Really open about like her life and certain experiences, especially with the Donald. And just
Very
her whole
personable, too, the way she told stories. Very personable.
She was great, right? She was great.
Yeah,
Can't wait to have her back on. She we are gonna do a live shoot with her, the makeup shoot she wants to do. We're definitely doing that. And dude, she was really cool. She has, she hooked me up with a couple publicists to get people on the show. Hopefully we get Johnny Oates on the show. You know what I'm saying? North Penn alum,
North Wales Borough alum.
Johnny
That's a
Oates,
Borough
baby.
boy.
Yeah, who
Dude,
is this
That's a
guy
Borough
again?
boy.
Like,
Prospect.
who exactly
Hall
is this
and
guy?
Hall and Oates. John Oates from Hall and Oates.
Born and raised in North Wales and was a sectional champ for North Penn in wrestling.
Dude, that's what I said because Bob Miles reached out to him for us. I was like, Bob, maybe this will help. Tell him we went to North Penn. We wrestled
North
for
Penn
North
Wrestling
Penn.
alumni. It
Right.
wouldn't just help, it's the most.
Right. And I told him, I was like, I know our coach Clavon. I talked to him recently because he still goes to Dr. Hartman's. But like, you know, dude, yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
I would love to have him on. He's awesome. But yeah. So really like this week's episode. It's available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Works for Texas Podcast. Next week on the show, we'll be airing the one and the only two things special about this episode. We're airing the Donald Norman Lore episode. Old Don Lore, aka my mom's husband, and
I don't even know.
My mom's husband.
yeah, my mom's husband. And just to let everyone know, we were
I
clean.
call him
We
my
did
mom's husband.
we did a clean shoot. No cursing on that episode.
Heck yeah.
Look at us.
Really?
No cursing. Yeah.
Was Steve on the show?
Steve
Hell
was
no.
not.
Yeah.
Steve was absolutely not.
Fuck out of here.
It was tough too. I'm not gonna lie. It was
bet.
tough. But yeah. But we did it. So yeah, next week we got Donald Norman Lore. But right now, Tom had an interesting story happen to him at the Land of the Free, Home of the Brave, Graham's Pub. And Tom, I would, if you're willing, love for you to share the story with us if you have time.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try to keep it moving. So if you could all stay with me on this one. So I work at Graham's Pub, which is like a neighborhood bar in Philadelphia, corner neighborhood bar in Upper Roxborough. Some call it Andorra.
Oh, he called
whatever.
it Upper Roxborough. Was that Andorra? I'm sorry.
Andorra.
So
A couple of weeks ago, this guy had come in and he was being strange and he started this argument with one of our regulars. It led to him, I think he broke a bottle.
How old's this fella?
About 45, I'd say. Mid 40 to 45 is my guess.
Did he break the bottle like, let's go? You know,
Something like that.
Wow.
And then one of our bartenders, who's a big guy, Greg, Steve, you know Greg,
Oh,
Yeah,
97?
yeah.
97, got him out of the bar, threw him
Sure
out,
did.
whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure did.
You ain't fucking with
So-
97.
No.
He started with that, but then he
no.
was out there, and then he was starting with another guy, this other guy that comes in that we call Hoodie.
I
And
fucking
so
love Hoodie.
that was like leading to something else there too. So then either way, the
Wrong,
guy
yeah.
left, and it's like, hey, this guy's back in the neighborhood. His name is such and such. You know, he's flagged, whatever. But when you're working at a bar, if you don't have like a clear picture of the guy, you can say someone's flagged. If you don't know who it is, he could walk in on your shift and you don't know.
Goddamn right.
So
I've
like
done
a
it
week
many of
later,
times on accident, allegedly.
so like a week later, I'm working and some guy comes in. He's being strange. He's talking to me about it. He doesn't have a cell phone. He lost it. He was with some girl and he took his pants off. And next thing you know, she must have taken his phone, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, dude, like it's 11:30 in the morning. Like, I don't really care, about whatever.
Yeah.
And so he had like a Yingling and he was like sitting there, and then he's outside, he's harassing people, and I'm like, this guy's weird. Like, he's talking to them about this and that. Now they're kind of strange people too, but whatever. So
Yeah, they're at the bar at 11:32, so kudos to them. Shout out
Right.
to them people.
I mean, those guys are good guys, but like,
Hell
hey,
yeah.
we're all a little strange here.
Yeah,
So
Fair enough.
he has another Yingling, and then he's sitting there, and then I get a call. It was the day after the Phillies had won the NLCS.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
I get a call from someone, and they're like, yo, I was there yesterday. I think I left my jacket. Can you look for it? So I went back into the lost and found. I come out. The guy's gone, whatever. And a regular sitting there, and he's like, yo, Tom, did that guy buy a 6-pack from you? I was like, no, why? He's like, well, he just left with 2 of them. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Oh,
So I go
He left with
outside
2 of
and I'm
them?
like looking for this guy, and he's gone now. I don't know where he's at, whatever. And I'm like, motherfucker. So
Got
then
you for
later that
amputation.
day, yeah, $27. So later that day, really, I guess, the 6-packs, like, 20.
This retard probably stole Bush Light.
So no, Twisted Tea. So
Oh,
Even
my
gayer.
God.
Right.
Twisted tea.
and if you guys don't know, Philadelphia, particularly Northeast Philadelphia, is
Loves
the
it.
mecca
Loves it.
of Twisted Tea
I-
in the
I've
country.
experienced this. I know.
Twisted Tea sales is the most in
Booming.
the country in
Booming.
Northeast Philadelphia.
Boom.
So either way, this guy leaves. Then another regular comes in. And I'm sorry about all this backstory, but I feel like you need to hear it.
Yeah.
Another regular comes in. Hey, this guy has been acting up, and he's telling these stories about this guy who's been like kind of terrorizing the neighborhood. He just got out of jail and blah blah blah. And he's telling me all this other stuff and this and that. And I'm like,
now you have no suspicion that it might be connected to the fucking.
Well, I said, do you have a picture?
Robbery, right?
I said, do you have a picture of this guy? And he's like, yeah, I can find a picture. So he goes online. I guess he gets a picture. He shows it. And I go, this is a motherfucker that stole the fucking 6-packs. So now I'm like, this motherfucker. And it was like,
just got out of jail?
Just got out of jail. He got out of jail
stealing 6-packs.
No, he didn't get out of jail for stealing 6-packs.
Quality move by this guy.
No, but I mean that's the first thing he's doing. He's getting out of jail. Stealing fucking $27. You know?
Yeah. Who told you that he stole the 6-pack?
One of the regulars. They asked me if he had bought 6-packs. He said, well, he just left with them.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go like just accuse the guy of taking it. He doesn't know if he bought them.
Yeah.
But so then a week goes by, and now I'm working at the bar. By the way, this guy was in jail for murder. He killed somebody in a DUI accident. He killed somebody with his car and had multiple 5 or 6 DUIs apparently. And then
all right, I was laughing. I'm not laughing no more. That's not cool. Fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Right. So
fuck this guy.
A week or so goes by. I'm at work. Next thing you know, I look over and this motherfucker walks in and he stands at the bar. Stop it. Yeah.
So how long is the time from the 6-pack heist?
1 week.
And now.
1 week.
1 week.
Yo, this fool's nuts hang out in
the
shorts.
The Phillies are in
He
the
just
World
probably
Series.
thought that, you know, if he walked out with a 6-pack and the guy never said anything, I would have never known the wiser.
That
you know
is
what
true.
I mean?
Okay,
like,
no, you're right. No.
So maybe he was hoping that nobody said anything. And
his balls aren't that big. You're right. I agree.
So
Gave
I'm like,
enough
this
time to
motherfucker.
cool off.
Now I'm already now I'm pissed off because the one regular he started a fight with before is my boy. 2, Greg's my boy who jacked him up and kicked him out. 3, the other guy, Hoodie's my boy, and he's like starting with him. And the motherfucker stole from me. So I'm like, I go over from around the bar and I walk over. I say, yo, you got my $27. And he's like,
for those twisted tees.
And he's like 20. I was like, you know, the 6-packs you took last week. And he's like, oh, I didn't leave money on the bar. I was like, no, you didn't leave money on the bar. And he's like, oh, well, how much was it? I was like, it's $27. And so, because I was hoping he'd give me, at least I could recoup the money before I came out.
Then it was $27. Yeah. Now it's $40 because we got juice running.
So we're cash only. And he hands me, like, he pulls out like this, like, beat up fucking card that like didn't even look like it would run. And I'm like, dude, we're cash only. And he's like, what?
ATM right there.
He's like, what I gotta walk? And now he starts giving me an attitude that he has to go to the fucking ATM. I said, you know what? Fuck it. Get the fuck out, dude. I don't want you here. No, you're not allowed in here. It's time to go. And so now he's like starting with me, going back and forth. And we're like arguing back and forth and this and that. I'm like, dude, you stole the 6-packs. You started some shit the other week ago. You're doing all this other shit. Get the fuck out. Nobody wants you here. It's time to go. And so people at the bar, especially, when you tell them to leave, you have to be clear they're not welcome back because these people have no shame. And even if you tell them they're not welcome back, a lot of times they, you know, will still try to come back in. Like,
goddamn right.
Like if Greg jacking you up isn't enough to say, hey,
no, if Greg jacks me up, I'm not going back.
Yeah,
I'm not.
He's a monster.
Yeah, I'm not going back.
So big.
I'm not going back ever again.
So as he's leaving, I'm like, and don't fucking come back. And so now now he's like trying to get in my face, like, and be like, call me out to fight. I'm like, I'm not fucking fighting you. I was like, get the fuck out of here, blah, blah. I was like, do I have to throw you out? Do I have to call the cops? Is this what I got to do? And so he goes outside and he starts like pacing back and forth in front of the bar, like this fucking clown. And I'm like, you're an idiot, dude. So then he walks down to the end of the shopping center. And now I'm like, what is this fucking crackhead doing? Is he going to like vandalize like some shit down there? So I look down at the end of the shopping center. I go outside and I look down. And we make eye contact. Now he starts barking back at me.
So he didn't go down those steps yet. He was like above them steps.
He was at the steps.
Okay. Like right by Penis?
Right by
Penis Pizza. Yeah.
So now he's like barking at me. And at this point, like I wasn't going to not say something. I'm like, fuck you. You're a fucking thief. Piece of shit. Fuck you. Give up. Like, we're going back
what time of day is this?
2:30.
Noon at this point.
2:30 p.m.
I imagine.
Roughly.
So, like, how many people are like in the bar? Like, is there a lot of
handful?
Bar, like,
I probably had a dozen people like in the bar, and now like 3 or 4 of them had come outside. You know,
and I will say the regulars have your back.
But also not a peak time in that little corner, right? Because Rita's is kind of closed. It's not a peak time for food.
Yeah,
and stuff
it
like
was
that,
a nice day, though. I mean, this is a month ago.
Okay.
It was a nice day. I had the doors open, I remember, because it was nice, and we had like, you know.
Yeah.
It was comfortable. So we're going back and forth, and now he like comes up and he like gets in my face, and I was like this. I was like, dude, I've had about enough of this.
Yeah.
I was like, I will seriously knock you the fuck out. I'm not fucking around. And so he's like going back and forth. Like, I was like, dude, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants you here. So then he comes walking up fast and he fucking swings on me. Swings on me. Yeah. Dude, he swings and I like go like this and I like kind of deflect it and I immediately put him in a headlock. And I fucking go with a headlock and I toss him over. And I just start
right
boom,
to the ground.
boom, boom, right on his head. And the next thing you know, I see these. I don't know if this is incriminating, but I see these fists like coming, and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Allegedly,
one of my buddies that was there fucking starts fucking wailing on the guy while I got him in the headlock, right? And so then he like that stops, and I'm hitting him, and I got him and now I got him in this fucking headlock, and I'm squeezing this. I'm like, "You motherfucker!" And like so. I'm pissed off, and the cook like is out there, and he's like, Tom, stop.
Is this
stop.
under the top thing? You're like on the
on the sidewalk.
It's right in the doorway, like because I was standing in the doorway, kind of where the bar's at, and so the cook's like, Tom, stop. You don't want to go to jail. I was like, fuck this guy. I was like, he swung on me.
Too late.
So next thing you know, I noticed his blood is everywhere. I'm covered in his blood. It's all over me, all over my shirt, all over my hands. And one of the regulars is like, Tom, do you really want to be sitting there? And I got him in a headlock. He's like, do you really want to be sitting there in that guy's blood? And that's when I was like, no, I do not. I do not want this blood. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, fuck, I do not want this guy's blood on me.
Yeah.
He's probably got like monkeypox and all kinds of
right.
Got it all.
So sex out the wazoo with him.
I got him, and we're like the same size. And I would say that day I think he's an alcoholic, and I think clearly he's an alcoholic. But I would say meth. I say he was on meth. So I'm saying crackhead, but I think
I disagree. Tom, I disagree.
Where his teeth all messed up.
Where after he got fucking headlocked.
I disagree because there's no way you're headlocking the meth head. That fool's got superhuman powers. He's gonna pick you up and run through a goddamn wall.
Well, hold on a second. So I got him there.
I watch Cops,
and they're like,
I haven't done meth. I watch
They're like,
Cops.
stop. They're like, stop, Tom. And so I get him and I like have him, and then I kind of like, get him off, and I get up and I go inside and I start cleaning up, and I fucking get my shirt off that's got blood all over it. I clean off like soap. I'm like fucking Ace Ventura and fucking I'm trying to get this shit off of me.
Yeah.
And so I'm covered in blood. My hat was covered. Everything was covered in fucking blood.
Jesus.
And so I'm looking like fucking Mel Gibson from goddamn Patriot,
Yeah.
So
now, do we know if the blood? You might have to cut this. Did we know if the blood came from the head in the headlock flip, or a couple of the from?
It was from the punches. It was
because it was like his nose and his mouth kind of.
It was his head. I saw like there was a.
Yeah.
I saw that bleeding out, and then the back I saw a little bit too. But so I get cleaned up, I go out, and now like 20 minutes goes by, and I'm still like, my adrenaline's still fucking going crazy. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? The motherfucker bit me while I had a headlock. I had a huge fucking bite on my fucking on my side. And
that's a good move, actually. That's a good move.
To be honest, I respect it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
Dude, the bite mark was it was pretty vicious. I saw it a couple days later.
Every man has a limit, and if I get put in a headlock where I can't move, I'm bleeding everywhere, I'm biting the fuck out of you, dog. Because I'm we're at the bottom of the food chain here. Now it's life or death.
You got to do what you got to do.
That dude was like, I respect it. I respect it.
So I don't necessarily hate that.
No, I hear you.
But now I've got to go get fucking to the doctors because I got to get tetanus shots. I got to get AIDS tests. I got to get all this shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck this guy's got. I'll tell you what, the most sore I was from the goddamn tetanus shot.
It's the worst needle on planet Earth.
But so I go to the doctors, and the looks on these people's faces when I told them I got bit by a human was fucking priceless.
Was it a Rottweiler? Was it a Doberman? You were like, no, it was a Roxborough.
They're like, what's going on? Why are you here? And I'm like, I'm here for a bite. And they're like, oh, spider, dog, human, human bite, crackhead.
You should have been like Homo sapien.
Yeah.
You're like
Caucasian.
God damn.
But so that was a fun little
What happened
story.
to the guy after you went in to get cleaned up? Did he just like walk away or what?
Yeah, he went down to the bottom. They said he was still like
woozy
saying shit or whatever, but to be honest, we could have really hurt the guy. Like we could have really hurt the guy. And one of my friends said he didn't know if he had a weapon or something. That's why he started punching him right away. And I was like, to be honest, I wish nobody had interfered at all, because I feel like in his methed out mind or whatever the fuck he's on, he thinks, oh, if there wasn't other people there, maybe he had a shot, which whatever. As long as he doesn't show up with a weapon, I'll fuck him up again. But
no, fuck that. I believe the bull, yo. I think he did get the raw end of the stick, and I feel like he needs a rematch. And maybe I'll find out Mikey Meth, and when I reach out to Mikey Meth,
his name is Mike. The motherfucker's name is Mike, I'll tell you that.
Mikey Meth.
Mikey Meth.
Shout out Mikey Meth. Wow.
Biting Mikey Meth.
Biting just like that.
God Mikey
damn.
Bites. Yeah.
Shout out Mikey Meth.
We got another Mike fight.
But it is funny because like, and this is, I guess, this is totally off subject, but like when we had like the whole pandemic going on and there was all these things like heroes work here and we're all this and we're all that, like, and I was like, everywhere's a fucking hero except where I fucking work. I'm the piece of shit bartender, you know what I mean? But I'm literally on the front lines. There's no one fucking else there. Like, I'm like the guy, any kind of issue I deal with, race issues, I deal with fucking drug addicts, I deal with alcoholics, I deal with like any type of issue that's like going in the world. Grams is a, just like
it's a hotbed.
It is. We like I deal with it all, and I was like, you have no idea this shit. Like, I've legit had like before breaking up fights where there's this guy that was picking on this like 70-year-old guy. This fucking drunk fucking like guy was like in this 70-year-old guy's face, and I like had to go out there and stand up for this guy. Like, I'm not gonna let someone beat up a 70-year-old man. Are you kidding me? But like, people say all the shit. I was like, well, I actually fucking do it. I actually stop them. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
What, like, you can
a lot of people can say it, but when you're in the situation, what would you actually do? And you've actually done it in the situation, and not a lot of people can say that. You're right.
So I need an honest opinion. What's the fuck? We need a show over under. I don't know, maybe even a poll on this. What's the over under before Mikey Meth goes back to the can? What is the amount of days when this guy acts like this?
Because guess what?
He left 3 weeks from the day. 3 weeks from today. I started it. I get my first pick. I go 3 weeks from today. Mikey Meth back in the can.
Now, let me tell you this. Mikey Meth, later that day or the next day, walked into a distributor and stole some shit, too, from there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm going under then.
Dude, I'm going a week
and
a half.
He might be back in jail.
Yeah, I'm going under. He's learned absolutely nothing.
Now, I know a lot of people. Liam, have you
he's like lonely and just like wants to get back into jail. Like, he's like, trying to get back into jail.
Yeah. He doesn't care if he goes back, at least. It doesn't seem that.
They got heat there. You know what I mean? Yeah, you eat 3 times a day, all that good stuff.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Tom?
Well, when I was telling people this story, a lot of people, and this was surprising to me, and I don't know, and I'm sure it's a lot of people told me they never had punched anyone in the face in their life. And it was like, oh, really? Like these people said they never got into a physical, like a real fight and punched. And not that I've gotten into a ton of them, but I just was shocked that there's a lot of people that have never punched anyone in the face.
Yeah.
I was like, Liam,
I've never punched anyone in the face. What are you talking about?
Liam had when Liam was at camp, when he was at Camp Adams, he had to get fucking dirty, right, Liam?
I had to get beat up once while I was there too.
Has J-Dub ever punched anyone in the face, you think?
No.
I mean, he's probably like fought with his brother and stuff before, and
that doesn't count. Does it?
No, he hasn't
Matt punched him in the face a bit. Didn't he get in the ring with you? You gave him a little, little spar action.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk bad about him, but Justin. Well, he did train for a little bit, but he never did any sparring or anything like that in the ring. The one time Steve's referring to, we were like really young, and like we were like I think both 19 or maybe 20. And we did one round in my mom's basement.
At your crib.
Yeah. And I hit him with a hook, and he hit his head
off the pipe or some shit.
And then he ended up like he was like throwing up. He got in like a concussion or something.
Throwing up and a head injury.
Yeah,
isn't that like super bad for you?
That's concussion. That's concussion.
Part of the concussion. Sometimes you can get
immediately.
Oh, speaking of fighting, it was funny. I was with your boy Sid Outlaw today.
I saw the picture. Yeah, Sid's the man. His brother was a really good wrestler too, Ezra. Both of them, they got a gene in that family. They're tough.
Yeah, dude, he's gonna. Sid's getting ready to fight in. There's like a tournament, and he's getting ready to fight in that. So pretty cool.
What about Bern?
awesome.
You think Bern's ever punched anybody in the face?
Yeah, he's
No.
of course.
I know Burns. I know
Brothers
Burn.
don't count.
I know. Well, no, I know Burns gotten into fights. Like he's been in fights on South Street and stuff. He's told me, and like him and like Tim Casey had a story where they got in a fight, and there was like a group fight that they got into one time. I guess I'll have to tell. I don't know if he did, but I would doubt as an adult that Justin has punched anyone in the face in like a street fight or fighting capacity.
I would agree with that.
I haven't done it since I was like 20 something. You know what I mean? Like 20. I think I was like 24, maybe.
Allegedly, I want to say I'm gonna agree with what you said. I haven't done it since I was 18 years old. Allegedly.
Yeah. Sure.
I punched a fish while I was in the Navy.
Good.
Hell yeah.
Fuck fish.
So yeah, dude, we
Stupid
were diving.
dinosaur.
A shark.
No, dude, we were in Key West and we are doing like a dive, and we do rebreathers, so it's pure oxygen, and so there's no bubbles at all.
In Key West.
And yeah, so we're just doing a training mission.
yeah.
Basically, just like it's a mock training mission.
Rebreather,
Like,
Sean, is that what you said?
yeah, it's so when you're doing regular scuba diving, you're breathing regular air. They just compress it down and bubbles come out. But we do a system. It's called a rebreather. It's called a
No bubbles.
No bubbles, but it's pure oxygen. And inside
It's called Superman shit. You slide up on people when nobody sees nothing.
yeah, and so you got a canister down here, and it's got this chemical. We call it soap and lime. And so basically, you purge your system, and then you take your first breath of oxygen, and then when you breathe out your CO2, the scrubber, the soap and lime, scrubs off the carbon of the CO2 and leaves just the O2. So you can basically breathe for a long time in a small little tank. But like the thing is, you're
Great.
silent. Like, but the thing is, like, dude, like you're completely silent. Like, actually, when you see like a lot of like National Geographic people make these amazing photographs underwater, a lot of time they're using rebreathers because there's no bubbles. But the thing is, when you're diving at night, you're so quiet and nothing can hear you. And we're doing like this like little mock mission. I forget exactly what it was, but I think we had to dive in to an actual bay with a bunch of small boats in there. Like we're doing this, but the mission was like we were behind enemy lines in like Germany or something like that, and like a CIA agent had some information, and he couldn't be seen giving us the information, so we had to like dive under and pick up the information underwater because he was going to put it there. And that was basically the whole mission. Obviously, this is all training. And so I'm underwater, and like this in the bay there, they got like all these charter boats, and they throw all their chum out there. They throw all their shit at the end of the day from deep sea fishing. So all kinds of fish are there. Like sharks are there, like nurse sharks are there, fucking everything. And so I'm fucking diving, and I'm looking for this little chem light, and I fucking see the chem light, and I go toward the chem light, and I fucking brush into something, and it was like, I don't know what the fuck it was, but I saw this big fucking eye, like that big, and I was like, boom, boom, and fucking punched the fish, and the thing like turns around. I don't know what kind of fish it was. I don't know if it was a shark, but its fin like hit me in the face, knocked my mask off.
Wow.
Never found my mask, and then my mouthpiece came out. And
how deep were you in the water?
Not very deep, because with pure oxygen actually becomes very toxic below 20 feet, so you can't like dive actually that deep.
Okay.
Because the air you're breathing right now is like I think I said last episode, it's like 18%. So even oxygen.
I actually know the answer to that.
So even oxygen can become toxic, and so below 20 feet. But it wasn't very deep. But no, dude, this fucking thing like hit me in the face, and we had to get off target. And so my buddy had to actually navigate out, because I was using my compass board, but I couldn't see anything because my fucking face mask like literally knocked off, and I couldn't find it.
Damn,
so
this must have been a big fucking fish. If it knocked shit off.
I don't know what it was. It was fucking big, but like
it doesn't need to be that gigantic. Fish are tough, cuz.
Yeah, I mean, we were briefed that like you're gonna come across fish, because all the charter boats come there. End of the day, they toss all their shit, and all the fish come in at night. And here I was, and I punched this thing like 3-4 times in the face, and like it hurt. I mean, it wasn't. I mean,
so you were swimming in chum, basically, like you're.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Wow.
It was like 2 a.m. in the morning.
Let's set out some bait to get these sharks. Yeah. I'm gonna go dive in there in the dark.
Maybe fucking
Yeah.
seal shit.
Dude.
Yeah.
Liam.
No, what's funny is like
SEAL
things
training.
like some of my scariest shit, like the people are like, oh, like what's the scariest moments like of your life? Almost all of them involve animals during training. Like all of them.
I'm pretty sure, Sean, didn't you tell me that there was a point where you guys would swim in the bay out in California where they would like throw, small charges out in the water to kind of like clear the water away from
Yeah.
big sharks that want to eat you.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, this was San Clemente Island, so it was off the coast of San Diego. I forget how many miles it is, but it's
Whale's
known
vagina.
for having lots of sharks. And like one of the last
Not just
exercises we
sharks,
had to do.
great whites.
I don't know. No, great
They're
whites.
still there.
Great whites, I think, go to Africa because the water's way warmer there. I think great whites.
No. They're all over California, outside around that
Maybe
area.
I don't know.
They're even over here now.
I'll go with it because it makes the story sounds cooler. So we'll go ahead with great whites, and they were genetically modified great whites, and they're even bigger. So
Sharks with lasers.
Yeah,
They
with
had laser
freaking
beams in their head.
laser beams.
Nice.
No. But like our final exercise, we had to do a 14-mile run with a 60-pound ruck, and then a 5-mile swim. And the last part is the 5-mile swim, and you had to go in the fucking ocean and just swim fucking 5 miles. And the instructors were literally throwing TNT, essentially TNT into the water. We call them ARDs, but it's TNT to scare off the sharks as we're swimming.
What?
5 miles.
5 miles. Swimming 5 miles? How long does that take?
In the Pacific Bay, by the way, in the Pacific Ocean.
With a 60-pound sack?
No, you dropped that after you ran.
Yeah,
you don't
that.
swim with that?
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, then that's easy.
Dude,
Stop it, you fucking
5 miles swimming
Jesus
5
Christ.
miles. Dude,
That's
swimming,
insane.
Yeah, swimming a mile would take you forever.
Sean,
Swimming
right.
used to swim
5
for, like,
miles.
trying to get-
Oh,
Well,
The
like I mean,
conditioning, swimming is awful.
Yeah.
well, I mean, at my peak when I was like my fastest, I could swim 2 miles in around 70 minutes.
damn.
Not right now.
I wish I could
but,
say
like,
damn. I have no
Wait a
idea what the
second.
chart
So
is for
then 5 miles. We're talking about 200 minutes
Yeah.
here. What's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but I mean, it was probably
Dude, so you were swimming
No, no, no,
nonstop
swimming
for
in a
hours.
pool.
probably three. It was
3
probably a
hours?
3-hour swim. It was
3
probably-
hours?
Swimming in a
3
pool
hours
is way different than the ocean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
probably 3 hours
We're talking
swim.
about a
Saying-
pool. We're talking about the ocean.
Yeah,
Bro.
and then when you're out,
Yeah.
like
Fuck
when you're in the
that.
ocean, did you say that like someone had to teach you before, like the way you were like you swam the 1 mile swim and you ended up doing like a serpent instead
Yeah.
of
Oh
Well-
my god! Because
Well, for that swim, I lucked out. Because my swim buddy, he swam at Princeton in college, and he was like decided he just drop out. So
and
for
this is
that
through
swim,
Bud
he-
you met this guy, right? This is Bud you
yeah,
meet the swimmer
yeah,
guy.
but no, but for that swim he was guiding, so I just followed his fins. No, but my first swim, my swim buddy was not very good, and I had a guide, and I was not very good at guiding because swimming in a pool in the ocean is very different.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the pool, I just follow the line.
Yeah.
I'm just like boom, boom, boom. But
Yeah.
but you don't realize that you don't swim straight. Like at least I don't.
Mm.
I'm like all over the fuck place.
Yeah.
you kind of gotta like see where the tide's going and take an angle or something.
That weird
and-
current, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, after Buds, we had to do that math ourselves, but the instructors were pretty good about doing that math ourselves. There's all these tide charts, and you figure out which way the tide's going, and you time your swim because but if you time your swim incorrectly, like you ain't going nowhere. I don't care if you're Michael Phelps, like you're not going through. You ever see those people who like you see them drown in New Jersey and they're like 10 miles off, they're like 10 feet offshore. It's because there's an undertow. It's because like literally the moon is pulling all the ocean water, and you can't actually get to shore, and that's why you see those people.
Wow.
They die because it's.
Fuck.
I mean,
That's
I can't describe it. I mean, it's
No,
literally
but it's
the moon.
literally like pulling you into the water, and as much
Yeah.
as you can fucking fight and swim, there's no getting out.
Yeah, because because tides are ultimately controlled by the moon, and you're fighting the moon's gravity, and the moon's gravity is saying, "Hey, we're fucking taking this water." And
Well, don't
you
they
ain't
tell
getting-
you to try to swim on like an angle so you can
Yeah.
like get out?
Yeah,
of
exactly.
the-
Yeah, exactly. That's what you do.
current?
So if the beach is like curved, you basically just try to like find a curved beach so you're actually going into the gravity.
Yeah.
Because you can have a beach, you have like a straight beach, and I have a curve. And one section, the water could be going, out to sea, and another section, the water could be coming into the earth,
Yeah.
into land. So yeah, Liam's right. Like, what you're supposed to do is just instead of fighting to go toward land, just go go vertically, horizontally, and try to get back in.
Still, that's fucking scary. God damn. Plus, dude, me and Tom, our uncle swam the English Channel, bro. That's 27 miles. He swam.
Damn.
That's fucking
insane.
crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude.
And there's only been like people try to do it every year. There's only been a couple of thousand people that have ever done it. In history, and it's like, dude, that's rough fucking water.
It's not. I was about to say, it's not the mileage that you're talking about. It's the English Channel is so nasty with like its currents and waves, and it's fucking brutal. Should be 100 miles.
Dude, he attempted it a bunch of times.
I bet.
And one time he legit, like, they had to pull him out because he was about to die from hypothermia. Like dude, it is no joke. That is tough. That is a tough fucking swim. Shout out Uncle Marty, fan of the show, listen to the show.
Hell yeah, Uncle Marty.
Yeah. But no. So okay. So
and Sean, swim buddy from Princeton, who's probably the smartest guy you ever met.
Out. Dude, I like legit. If any of us went and swam a mile in like a bay or a channel right now, we would all be fucking dead afterwards. Like legit exhausted.
Completely wasted.
In a pool.
Yeah, and that was a thing. That was a thing. Like in high school, I pissed off a lot of like guys who were like serious about sports, a lot of coaches who were serious about the sports, and they're like, Sean, like you're a decent athlete. Like, why are you quitting wrestling? Why are you quitting this? I'm like, because I want to be a Navy SEAL, and like I'm trying to take the test, and I'm not passing. And everyone's like, all the coaches, all the players are like, yeah, but this wrestling and baseball and football is going to help you with being a Navy SEAL. I'm like, it's not. It's not going to help me.
My favorite quote from you was, "I'm sorry, are any of you guys Navy SEAls?" And when they said no, you were like, "Okay, well then I'm going to do what my brother and other people."
Wait, Bob Moats? You didn't listen to Bob Moats?
Is that guy still alive? That fucking goddamn phony?
The shirt that said "I'm not fat, I'm fluffy" was his hallmark. It was all yellow and shit.
Yeah.
He had white hair, but he never washed it, so the shit was yellow in the tips with like mold.
What the fuck,
that was fucking wild.
Moatsy. Wow.
His son was a good wrestler, but he quit like in high school.
Steve, that's how Steve got his varsity spot as a freshman.
He would have knocked me out of varsity. I beat him the first time.
He was a good wrestler.
He didn't
Steve
take
was really
me seriously. I was in 9th grade. I beat him. I was super excited. Next match, because I have to win twice to take his spot. He beat the dog shit out of me. And then the third match never happened because he got his girlfriend pregnant in high school and had to quit the team. And I got varsity.
Dang.
Shout out me, yo. Shout out to me.
Yeah. Dude, that happened to me my freshman year. There was
pregnancy.
a senior was varsity.
Shout out teen pregnancy.
And I didn't realize we had wrestle off. And they're like, all right, you guys are going to wrestle off. And I beat him. And they're like, all right, you got to beat him again. My freshman year, and I was like, "What? I got to beat him again." They made us wrestle again, like in like half an hour. They're like, "All right, here you go."
Immediately,
and I was fucking so exhausted.
Immediately,
I was like, "Dude, I can't fucking wrestle again." Are you kidding?
No, you don't get multiple days. We do it.
I gave everything I had. I beat him.
Yeah.
Dude? What? I remember, Tom. Do you remember this when we were at Panthers? It was our first year wrestling. And Steve Moats was like one of the oldest kids on the team, and he was one of the better ones. And we were at a wrestling meet, and he broke a kid's arm at the meet.
I remember kid's arm being broken.
Yeah, I was like, "Damn, fucking Stevie, don't play." But he was like, dude, he was a cool dude. Remember? You know who else was a good wrestler when we were a kid, Tom? Do you remember Carmelo?
Yeah.
Carmelo Ramirez.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He was really cool.
He's one that coach would always point out, because like we would be doing the 6-minute drill and he would be like, "Look at Mello going, blah blah blah," because he was a good wrestler. He was good,
and he was a worker.
You know who else is good? And I think Steve ended up running into him later in high school. What was the kid's name? He had a messed up leg. Drew Patel. Drew Patel was a pretty good wrestler too, but
what do you mean I ran into him? I beat the dog shit out of that kid on the fucking regular. Get out of here, yo. Get the fuck out of here.
He was a good wrestler. I'm telling you, he was pretty good.
Fuck out of here.
But his leg, but when we were younger, like I didn't realize something was wrong with his leg until later in life, you know? So I don't know what happened.
I don't care. Leg, no leg, dog. You come on the mat with me. I'm beating the dog shit out of you. I don't care about your fake leg. Don't give me
I don't think it was on the mat when you beat him. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dude,
was it on the mat?
You know what's funny? You ever see like those videos like where they have like some kid with cancer or like Down syndrome and they like play football and they give him the ball and he just runs down the fucking field?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's real. It's fucking hysterical the other day. I was on like
I saw
Instagram
it.
or something.
The boxing one?
No.
the
It was
guy
football.
yeah.
It was like some fucking kid who was
Tommy. They were
bouncing
calling
some-
little Tommy's running with the ball.
Yeah, and he's fucking running down, and everyone's like, all the other teams just like kind of getting out of the way, and like he's like, I don't know, 20-yard line, 10-yard line, get ready to score, and out of nowhere, some fucking dude just fucking boom and waylays this like fucking kid. It's just, I don't know if it's real or not, but I was laughing so fucking hard. This like little retarded kid just got like just fucking sideswiped.
Just fucking crushed this poor
Dude, it was bad. Like he
handicapped.
I think Liam saw it too.
It wasn't real. It was
it had to be
like
fake, but I wouldn't believe it was real. But
still
it was
good for
hysterical.
a laugh, dude.
It is funny though, still, yeah. But is there something like I don't know? Maybe I wouldn't want that. Like I wouldn't be like, yeah, everyone get out of my way and let me score a touchdown. Like I don't like I understand it's a nice gesture and it's a nice moment, but like as a kid, do you really like, or the person, do you really want?
I'm sorry, Tom. I don't think he's mentally capable of
understanding.
Not all these people are
like
really handicapped mentally. It's like you said, with cancer or something like that.
That's different. No, well, you didn't have cancer. Wasn't this the fucking kid who had like Down syndrome? You talking about the tackle thing?
There's a bunch of them, man. There's so many of those fucking things.
Yeah,
but I've seen him a lot.
I'm lighting you up.
I've seen him with like an 80-year-old man. I've seen him do it. You know, this guy that could barely fucking walk, and they let him.
Dude,
in
Buds, we had like one of those cancer kids come in, and he like one of his, I forget the program, but basically the kids get to go do whatever they want to do, and this kid wanted to be a Navy SEAL instructor.
Make-A-Wish or something?
Yeah,
Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, it was Make-A-Wish, and this kid was a Make-A-Wish cancer kid. He was a cool kid, he seemed like, but he came in and he came in during pool week, which is a hard week. It's like, everyone knows about Hell Week, but pool week is really, really hard. I won't get too much into the details, but it's a very stressful week. And this fucking Make-A-Wish kid comes in and like is pretending to be a bus
I'd be
instructor
pretty fucking pissed.
and fucking just like dropping us. He's like fucking got a loudspeaker telling us to do push-ups. And like, this little fucking kid. I'm like, this fucking kid, I hope he dies. Fuck this kid.
Yo,
I'm
gone. I quit.
Dude, this is after, dude.
You know, your instructors were telling him what to do.
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
Dude,
I'd be fucking pissed.
This is like 4 weeks. This is 4 weeks into fucking Buds. Like after Hell Week, after fucking pool week. Like we're like the two hardest fucking parts of fucking Buds, and it's like a fucking Friday.
Yeah. This has been your dream.
How long?
I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
How many weeks is SEAL training?
You got 5 weeks of Indoc, 6 months of Buds,
fucking months,
and then you got 4 weeks of jump school. Now it's static line and free fall together, and then you got.
But they're not killing you that whole time. They're not killing you for a year.
They always say it. The whole Hell Week thing. It's not even a Hell Week. Is the hardest thing to get through. It's all the other shit.
How long is it? How long do you have to be? Like they can cut you, or you can quit. So the whole year you can quit before you get your Trident
from start to finish.
How long?
You can honestly, you can quit anytime you want. Like if you get your Trident and you don't like,
right? But how long to get the Trident? How long to be official?
So with boot camp, like nowadays, probably.
How long did it take G.I. Jane to do it?
Probably 3 years. Probably 3 years.
Jesus
3 years.
Christ.
It's a long program.
Well, because you have to work to get into it.
Think about this.
No,
right?
but I mean, you have to go through regular boot camp, and then you have to go through Indoc, and then you have to go through the Buds training.
So from Buds, which is like what, the first weekend when you actually are trying out, right? That's like the very beginning of it. How long from when you start Buds till you get your Trident?
I'm envisioning being a Navy SEAL as a crazy boot camp. Is there like, you know, a 3-month period where you're in this fucking SEAL training? This is the most intense shit you're going through, and then the rest is like learning different ops and stuff like that, or like
your
that's
specialty, right?
Well, first you go to regular Navy boot camp, which is like 4 months long. For me, it was pretty fucking easy.
It's a fucking breeze.
Like
that's what everyone that wrestled that said. Brandon said the same thing.
Brandon used to laugh, and all these people I knew were like, "It was so hard." I'm like, "Nah, my boy was like, it was a fucking joke. I crushed it."
No, if you wrestled like any kind of boot camp, it's pretty fucking easy. Like you like, and then you combine that with football too, because I think football coaches yell at you a little bit more than wrestling coaches.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And so you combine those two sports, like that's what fucking boot camp is. It's not that fucking hard. It's like wrestling, but with like football coaches yelling at you. It's all but that's pretty easy. But then Buds, I skipped the Indoc, but Indocs 5 weeks. It's pretty chill. They kind of like teach you how to guide in the ocean and swim properly and proper technique for everything, proper push-ups, like how to run properly. And then 6 months of buds. But like the first 2 months, like it's just a selection process. Like they're not teaching you anything. They're just trying to make your life suck.
Yeah, Hell Week's involved in that, right?
Yeah, they're putting you through Hell Week. They're every single morning they're making your life hell. They're like meaning like they're tossing your room, all your shit. Like they give inspections and they toss your room, and if your room's not up to spec, they make you go in the ocean and they have charts and they figure out, okay, the temperature of the water is this. If we put you in the water for this long, we can get you a hypothermic state. So they do that perfectly. They put you literally into a mild hypothermic state while getting waterboarded because all the water just goes up and down your nose. And so for the first 2 months, that's all it is. They're like teaching you. I mean, they're teaching you like how to be tough.
Holy fucking shit!
They want to weed you out.
Yeah, they want to.
That's all it is.
Think about this though. Think about this. When we had Nick on the show, Nick is an 0321. He's a Marine, right? And the average 0321 takes like $2 million to make, right? If you go through all of that training, it's about $2 million. He's worth about $2 million. He's worth a lot more because he's been doing it for like 14 years. So he's worth like his price tag's added up just because of the amount of training. Sean's the same way, right? Like all of that training, it's millions of dollars go into that training. And so Sean's training itself is worth millions of dollars. So if they're going to spend all this fucking money to do this training, you better be able to fucking cut it, right? Like that's
quit halfway. Like, I don't feel like it anymore.
We ain't wasting this fucking money on a chump. Yeah, that's exactly that. You know, that has.
That's why the hardest shit's in the very beginning. Like you said, they vet out all the fucking weirdos.
Yeah, we ain't
So
wasting.
that's
money.
about 2 months. You're saying?
Oof.
Yeah, I would say like the first 2 months of buds, like so, like you've gone through regular Navy boot camp. It's 4 months in. Now you're like the 6 month, like the 4 month mark.
Why do they call it buds? What's
the 4
buds?
months
basic
underwater demolition training.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it came
I just thought it was you and your buds.
Tom, if you didn't know, I'm a Navy SEAL too. Because Sean Day went on vacation with my family 9 million times when we were growing up.
Right.
I'm basically a Navy SEAL too.
That's basically buds training. That's
when I go to the bar, sometimes
buddies
tell people I'm Sean Day.
Buddies.
I tell people he's my bud.
Buddies.
That's my bud.
Yeah.
Buddies.
Real quick, Liam, remember before you said you knew the answer to something? It had to do with the depth.
Yeah. So when they bring our when they come in to calibrate like all our oxygen sensors and stuff for like where we store our nitrogen tanks and CO2 and everything. So I was asking this dude, our atmosphere, he said, is between 20.7, 20.9%. Now, depending where you are, like if it drops down to like lower than 18.5%, that's when you'll like, you know what I mean? That's when it will like go into alarm, and that's when
it'll feel like a whippet.
Like, well, I don't know. I think that's when the alarm goes off. I'm sure there's probably still like a buffer zone there before 18.5. Yeah. So really like the range when you think about it is between 18.5 to like 20.9 is like a good oxygen level, like a livable.
So wait, that's with the atmosphere?
Yeah, our atmosphere, what we breathe in is usually like 20.7 to 20.9. The rest of what you breathe in, he said, is like mostly like nitrogen.
So when it's like, say the atmosphere, say like if it was really cold, does that mean that there must be some toros in the atmosphere? Like, Burr, it's cold in here. I said there must be some toros in the atmosphere. I said, Burr, it's cold in here. Yeah. I said there must be some toros.
Shout out Gabrielle Union, fan of the show.
They done stole our cheers.
I just let them go. I did not know that song.
So, all right, we're coming to the top of time.
From what's the movie?
Bring It On.
Bring It On.
From shout out Gabrielle Union.
No shout out.
Dude, shout out Gabrielle Union. That's a shout out.
You shout her out.
Shout out Gabrielle Union. Shout out.
And her tranny kid.
Yeah. So we're coming to the top of time. Before we get out of here, Strong Stem, anything you want to say to the Strong Stem Nation before we get out of here?
Yeah, smoke weed and calm down.
Love it. Very nice. Captain Jerkbeard, anything you want to say to the Captain Jerkbeard faithful before we get out of here?
I watched the movie Spirited the other day, the new Christmas movie with Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds.
Was it?
Very good.
Really?
It is a musical, just to let you know. There is a lot of singing going on. The ending, whatever. But I would say if you like that kind of thing, go check it out. Good holiday flick.
What would you rate it? Numbers. Holiday
7-9.
movie. 7-9 as a holiday.
Yeah, it was good.
Better or worse than Elf?
I mean,
Elf's tough to beat.
I love Elf.
Elf is
better
tough
than
to
Elf.
beat.
I mean, they're totally different
You
movies.
can't beat Elf.
All right.
They're completely different movies, but a good holiday movie. Now, I know some people don't like musicals, but if you like musicals, you're gonna love it. I would say Elf is better.
So I hate it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I hate musicals.
Sean, before we get out of here, anything you want to say to the Sean Day Nation?
Well,
Sean Nation?
the Native Americans, they lost. Okay, since Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you lost, but life is way better now. Infant mortality is way better now. You don't have to like fucking hunt buffalo. I mean, you just you go to the grocery store, there's food's there. So
You
just
got a
fucking take a
tax-free
break.
casino.
Tax-free casino. Take a break. It's a good thing that you lost the war. It's a good thing. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Shout out smallpox.
Wow.
Shout out Pocahontas.
I'm
Yeah,
shocked he
shout out
doesn't
to
like
the show.
musicals.
Yeah.
Won the
And,
war.
yep. And Lasmeeshma. Anything you want to say to the Lasmeeshma Nation?
Nothing
before we
like
get
a
out of
good Thanksgiving to rub it into the Indian nation.
here? Oh my God.
Should I do it? Should I high step?
Dude, life was way better now. Really?
Indigenous people suck it.
Hey,
Do I high step like Dion real quick?
hey,
They
how
throw
about you go
flags
to-
for high stepping now. They take the
Hey, how about you go
touchdown
to your
back.
backyard right now? I'm going to a tent, and you fucking tell me how I was living in a tent.
Yeah.
How's your house and your heat?
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Hold
The
on
microwave.
a second. The
TP
TP? The TP?
TP sucks.
What about toboggans? What's a toboggan?
With a longhouse.
A
Wigwams.
longhouse. Yeah, a
Wigwams.
longhouse.
Talk about a
Wigwam.
wigwam.
Fucking
What
wigwam.
about Steve loves smoking a peace pipe.
Yeah.
Yo,
So
slow down.
Dude, if TPs were so awesome, why would they have a casino? They'd be like, oh, just fucking,
Yep.
dude,
Because the
life is better
casino's
now.
more awesome.
life is
yeah.
better now.
I'm
Life-
not saying
Calm
Life
down.
is
Me,
better
everyone.
across
with
the,
my
I mean,
indoor plumbing is better than a teepee. Of course it is.
I would say life is better across the
Uh-oh.
board, Native Americans and Pilgrims, right?
Dude, this morning was cold as fuck. Like, how would you guys like to go to work on a fucking horse this morning? I wouldn't.
What
That would
Do you
suck
think
ass.
what is
Indians-
what
you
is
think-
cold as fuck where you're at, Sean? Because I'll tell you how cold it was here. How
It
cold
wasn't
is
that
it?
bad this morning.
Where were you?
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't. Oh, it wasn't
What
that
time
bad.
did
this
you get up,
morning.
Tom? It was 30
It was like
this
47.
morning.
It was like 47 for us.
I don't know.
It was-
7 a.m. I got
it
up,
was
Matt. Sorry, I
30.
don't wake up at 3.
It
But
was 30 this
what
morning.
about do you think Native American people would not have there would have been no progress from that point to now?
I don't think they would have invented cars or anything. I don't think they would have invented any of that kind of stuff. Like, because they didn't actually domesticate animals. If you read Guns, Germs, and Steel by Jared Diamond, they didn't have any domesticated animals here really. So domesticated animal is really what caused humans to have a lot of time to specialize. Native Americans, first of all, they're not even native. I hate the word native. Like, they came here from a land bridge from China. It's not like they were like sprouted out of the ground here.
Oh, during
all-
like Pangea, you're saying? Like they came over?
Well, no.
They went
yeah,
across
all-
the Bering Strait.
Yeah, so all humans come from Africa. So all these racists is kind of hilarious. All these racists are like, oh, I'm not
Part
African.
African.
All,
I mean, we're
all
all
white-
African Americans.
yeah. All white people have some African in them. So you had Africa, you had like some monkey looking fucking thing walking around, fucking like Sasquatch fucking shit, and he fucking converted
You're
over
saying
to a human.
thousands of years ago is what you're saying. Not now.
No, this was millions of years ago.
Right. Millions
Millions
of years ago.
and then they fucking took off from Africa, and then they were all black, and then they became white as they left the equator,
Yeah.
and then they went into different places like China, and then they came to fucking America during the last ice age. So like this idea that like Native Americans like always lived here, like it's not true. All Americans came from Africa. All humans came from Africa.
Right. Okay. So
what are they mad? Are
well,
they
hold on,
mad about
let's-
how we've progressed?
Can we use
in
this
the-
for let's use this for
I don't
post
know.
show.
I don't know
So-
the fucking deal. I don't know what they're mad
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Life's good. Life is
They're-
good. Turkey
They're pretty
is
pissed.
good.
They're pretty pissed off.
Plumbing's
that's for sure.
good.
Yeah.
Electric cars are nice.
Yeah.
Horses suck. They shit
Liam.
everywhere.
Liam, what do you got to say before we get out of here?
Earlier today when I got home from work, I watched the last episode of Andor.
Haven't watched it yet.
It was very
Me
good.
neither.
I'm not gonna spoil it or anything, but I'm just gonna say, you know what I mean? Like they kind of like nailed it with that show. Like I think
Fucking
that
nailed it.
show
That's the best
altogether
shit. That is the best
was-
shit Star Wars has done, hands down.
and like, you know, like Disney owns like Marvel, Star Wars. Like at this point, I think like for a while, like Marvel was like the superior like product dude, the Star Wars stuff is like better right now
dude,
than kind of like what they're putting out with Marvel.
Mandalorian, Obi-Wan, the Andor, like they've been putting out some fucking heaters.
Yeah,
for sure.
And if DC can like get their shit together, they can. You know what I mean?
DC,
like, there's like ebbs and flows, you know.
Yeah,
But
so
it was an awesome show.
Nice. Well, speaking of awesome shows, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the Madman Sean Day, Captain Jerkbeard Tom Lavelle, Strong Stem Steve Cabot, and Lasmeeshma Liam Reese. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram, Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok, the Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Happy Thanksgiving. See ya.
See ya. See ya.
See ya. All right, nice. So, real quick, just want everyone to say what we're thankful for before we get out of here. Sean, what are you thankful for?
I am thankful for my new amazing job. It's fucking awesome.
Nice.
I'm a farm manager. I'm in charge of 300 acres. I got pigs, goats, chickens, bunnies.
Do you get to ride a horse?
We don't have horses there. No, because we got small pastures, and so the reason you get a horse is because you want to like move cows around. But our cows are so spoiled. Like I literally today I had to move some cows around. I just put some like super extra alfalfa hay in the back of my truck, and they just followed my truck. So it's easy. I don't need, but it's a good job. I got honey yesterday, so I got some fucking fresh raw honey at my house.
How's that?
It's
how's that,
dude? It's so good.
Damn, bro.
Because the stuff you get in stores generally, a lot of times they'll add corn syrup into it, or they'll feed the bees corn syrup. And so like, but this is natural honey. Like they were fed nothing. All they ever ate was just natural wildflowers and all kinds of like natural stuff.
And
so
you can
the honey,
taste it.
Oh yeah, and the honey's dark. The honey's like brown. I mean, you go to the store, honey is like sort of it's the honey. They call it honey color, right? It's like that yellow gold level. No, this stuff. If you look at my Facebook, you can see pictures of it, but it's a dark brown.
Can
honey.
you eat the comb part too, like the honeycomb that it comes
Yeah, that's
in?
what I actually don't separate it. I'll get a spoon in there and I'll just eat it with the wax, and then you separate it in your mouth and you chew the wax like gum, and it tastes good.
Ooh, wow, I would love to try that one day,
dude. It's so good. I mean, you can buy it at like Costco, but it's like $40 for fucking comb. But like, yeah, like I put the whole comb in there.
Costco, nice, awesome.
And it's not good honey though. Like the Costco stuff is like that shit I'm talking about. It's like that. It's a golden color. It's not like the dark brown honey.
Yeah. Where on? So for Yellowstone, Sean, you know that one ranch that they send Jimmy to, the quadruple 6 or whatever, the 4-6 ranch that's in Texas.
Yeah, I've heard that's a real ranch.
Yeah. Well, Taylor Sheridan's a part owner.
There, huh?
Taylor Sheridan's a part owner of that ranch, and it's a real ranch. And like every time I see that, I was like, God, I just want to fucking work there at that ranch. It looks so awesome. And they got apparently a smoking hot veterinarian.
But I'm telling you right now, but like I'm telling you, like ranching and farming, it's fucking hard. I mean, it's just a lot of tedious work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like today I went to work and I was like, it was supposed to be like a 3-hour day. And I go there and like the fucking truck won't start, and I had to go get jumper cables and track it. And then like I go, to the fucking to feed the heifers, which are just cows, calves, and they're fucking scared of me, so they fucking start like trying to attack me. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go, guys. So I mean, I'm not saying like don't do it, but it's
hard. Yeah.
It's a hard lifestyle, but I enjoy it, but like it's not for everyone.
Nice. All right. Tom, what are you thankful for?
I'm thankful for that my AIDS test came back negative after I was bit.
Hey, all right.
Oh yeah.
HIV free. Way to go.
All right, Meth Mike.
How about the monkeypox?
Suck on that, Meth Mike.
Yeah.
You know what? They took blood. I don't know if they were testing for monkeypox. I don't know. I know AIDS was one of them.
I'm joking.
How much shit did
they? Is that still around?
What did they run through? What was
it's
tested
in the shit
with this blood? You know what I mean? Like, so what all did they test? I'm not sure.
Yeah, probably hepatitis.
Hepatitis, too. I think.
Because
tetanus shot and AIDS. Those were the 3 that I remember.
Nice.
Yeah, when I was in Fort Lauderdale, when I was doing my clinicals, this was like before that midget story. there was a guy who was a gang member. He got shot in the fucking chest, and I went over to render care to him, and he fucking spit blood all in my face, and all the blood went in my eyeballs. So I was kind of in a similar situation as you, where I had to get tested for everything because this guy was an illegal. They had no idea where he came from, and I had to get tested for fucking everything.
That skews me out, man.
That's brutal.
I get AIDS and hepatitis.
Blood in the face. I've got a 2-month-old at home, and I was changing him yesterday. I was doing this, and he fucking farted and he fucking got me. Oh, I got right there on my lip. I was like,
I've been there.
Are you kidding me?
Fucking love it. Shout out.
Me.
What a guy. What a great kid. What a great kid. Nice. All right. Well, thanks for that, Tom. Lasmeeshma, what are you thankful for, sir?
I'm thankful for a place called New Park Pizza in Howard Beach, Queens. I visited some family in New York over the weekend. Yo, I had straight up the best slice of pizza I've ever had in my entire life.
Really?
Yes.
New Park Pizza?
Yeah, it's called New Park Pizza in Howard Beach, Queens.
Off
the Bell Parkway.
I wonder if
New York style.
I wonder if Portnoy is
like
playing.
a big ass dude. Portnoy only fucking graded it like 7.8.
That's still good.
I had the pizza he rated like 9.2 before over in Vineland, New Jersey. I tried that and it was really good, but this pizza was fucking like out of this world, dude. It was like,
were you really hungry?
No, I mean, we were just, like
just normal.
I just said where's the best pizza around here? They told me where to go. You know what I mean? It was the best pizza.
So is Tony's Pizza really that good? Like we always talked about Tony's Pizza.
So,
like, is it really like
Tony? It is like kind of like Tony's Pizza. Like it's like the right, like, you know what I mean? Like the ratio of everything. How like when you eat Tony's Pizza, it's like the right amount of dough, right amount of like sauce, right amount of cheese. It's like that, but it was just like a bigger slice. And then I will just say like whatever seasoning they put on it, like cheese, the sauce was just, I don't know, man, just everything.
Was it a sweeter
so
or more
good,
of a
man.
salty or?
Nah, it's just like just
a
like
perfect sauce.
Nice tang.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know if I would call it sweet. It was like savory sauce. You know what I mean? Like it was just
dude. You know what
man.
pizza
very good
we've been getting here lately? Now that we bought the new house, Spatola's is around the corner from us. The original Spatola's, the Chalfont one, bro. That pizza is so fucking good, dude. Like we'll go in there and just get a handful of slices and like head out. Fucking awesome, dude. Really good. But okay,
so, I was gonna say. It's awesome out here though. I live out here in Texas now, but I live near the ocean. And dude, like I used to love fucking sushi, but I was living in Arizona for a while, so like the sushi is not very good in Arizona. But dude, the sushi out here is so fucking good. It's really? Like unreal.
Nice,
dude. They're everywhere. I mean, because it's fresh. Like I live, I don't know, 15 miles from the ocean. I mean, we're in the Gulf of fucking Mexico. And dude, the sushi is so good out here. Yeah. I missed it because I used to live in Virginia Beach.
Yeah,
Virginia Beach had like some really good sushi, but I was stuck in Arizona and then Fresno, California, and the sushi there is not good at all.
Damn, I always remember. I mean, I don't know. We got one place by us, and me and Tom actually had sushi from there tonight. It's called Chocho-san. Shout out, fan show, listen to the show.
It's good because I like sushi.
Oh,
Choch is the best.
We love
dude.
Choch.
Chocho-san.
I love Choch.
Dude,
and it's
you go there. The spicy salmon sandwich gimmick, fucking great. The candy roll, dragon roll, they got really good stuff. I'm a really big fan of Choch. Dude, Choch is right by the Pep Boy gimmick on North Wales Road.
It's across the street from the Sports Authority.
oh, it's over there.
Wait, is there still Sports Authorities?
It's right next to Ariana's.
Do they exist?
But I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
There used to be. Remember that
asking.
one that was in Montgomery?
No, I'm legit asking because I'm like far away.
Sports Authority used to be right next to the Home Depot.
Montgomeryville,
right next to the Home Depot. Yeah.
No, like really, are they all bankrupt now? All the
there's no Sports Authority
gone.
there. It's near the Eric Theater.
Yo, remember the Gatorade gum, like the Quench gum or whatever?
Quench gum.
Yeah.
What a joke that shit was.
Wait, do you guys have dicks? Do you guys have dicks out there yet?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We love dicks out here.
Oh, dicks, dude.
Dude, we have a huge dick by
us. Oh, we've got the most dicks anybody.
So
there's more dicks in this state than any other state.
All right, guys, it's getting late. We got to get out of here. All right. Good shit
All
tonight,
right.
guys. Great stuff. Awesome.
Adios.
Hey,
Yo,
happy
sorry about
Thanksgiving,
earlier,
fellas.
man.
You're
I
good,
fucking-
Lasmeesh.
I could not fucking
You're
get
fired.
it. Dude. I
Liam,
couldn't.
come
Pay-
on, man.
Get a
Don't
pay
ever-
cut. Pay
don't
cut.
ever. Just let you
Gonna
guys know, I'm
reflect.
thankful. I'm thankful for every one of you and all the fans of the show and the listeners of the shows out there. Thankful
Same.
for all of you. All
Happy
right?
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. All right.